As we take steps toward a healthier bay watershed, major headwinds threaten to derail our progress. Climate change, the intensification of agriculture, population growth.
Population in the Chesapeake Bay region has more than doubled since 1950. We're going to top 20 million within the next decade. You have to deal with more wastewater, more development. We've been adding impervious surface, meaning buildings and pavement, at the rate of about 50,000 acres every 5 years.
When it rains, these impervious surfaces channel runoff into storm drains, sending pollutants on a fast track to the bay. And more people demand more food from the region's farmers. But farming costs are on the rise.
Farmers are under incredible pressure, not just from development, but from finances. If a farmer is required or their crop requires a certain set of equipment, a certain set of nutrients, a certain type of labor, and that labor, that equipment, that material is in short supply, prices go up. And if you're operating as a farmer in one of the low margin crops, corn or wheat or soy, it can be extremely detrimental.
Farmers offset shrinking profit margins by producing more food on the same land, which means more fertilizer and more manure. And then there's climate change. Since 1995, the average summer water temperature in the Chesapeake has increased by about 1.8 degrees. This trend has heavily offset the work to improve conditions in the bay. We've reduced nutrient pollution with the goal of increasing dissolved oxygen and shrinking the bay's dead zone. But warmer waters hold less oxygen. Both in the bay itself and in the streams and rivers of the watershed, species that are sensitive to heat are declining: eelgrass, brook trout, striped bass. There's another potential problem. Warm waters could increase the toxicity of heavy metals and promote bacterial growth, contributing to public health issues. Bay waters are also rising, and that's projected to continue 1.3 to 5.2 feet over the next century, leading to shoreline erosion and coastal flooding. Cities like Baltimore, Annapolis, and Norfolk have already felt the effects, as have low-lying rural communities. Increased precipitation, another consequence of climate change, creates more runoff and more flooding. With water levels already high, storm surges can be devastating. In both urban and rural areas, low-income communities and communities of color are often disproportionately affected by flooding, heat waves, and other climate-related impacts. As a result of cleanup efforts across the watershed, we've held the line on many fronts. But the pressures and threats are real. New strategies, technologies, and thinking are needed to expedite progress toward a healthier bay in the future.
Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.